Hello and welcome to our Sunday worship. We've got some songs of worship and praise coming up with Jay and some words of wisdom coming from Allison. As we sing the songs of praise, wherever we are, whatever we are doing, whatever is going on in our life, may you know the Lord Most High, the powerful God who made the universe with you today. May you know the love of Jesus, the sacrificial love that gave itself for you today. And may you know the presence of the Holy Spirit, the presence of the Lord, the Holy One is here. Wherever you are watching this, God is with you. After you've enjoyed the worship and word, you might like to join us for Zoom Cafe. If you're watching this after Sunday, I'm afraid you'll have missed it. But 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, we'll be having a Zoom Cafe. You can't come to church and share coffee with us, but wherever we are, we can meet together virtually using the wonders of the internet. So if you do not have information about joining the Zoom Cafe, please email me very quickly at chris@csk.org.uk and I will try and get back to you before 11 o'clock. Bring your own coffee, whatever brand you like, and we will see you there. God bless you.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday, Monday or Tuesday, whenever you're watching this. Great to have you here. Great to be with you all. And such a privilege, as always, to play worship. It's been a fantastic day. The Lord is here. Wherever you're feeling, just remember, we're bound for glory.
I wonder if you had a nickname. I had a childhood nickname, but some nicknames stay with you right through into adulthood. It wasn't until I was at my Uncle Mick's funeral when I actually discovered his real name wasn't Mick after all. It was Arthur. Apparently, when he was born, the old lady next door said that Arthur wasn't a very good name for a baby, but Mick was far better. And so the name stuck. So right throughout his life, he was known as Mick. Apparently, the old lady next door was quite an expert with nicknames because she had already given his elder sister Nora the nickname Gnome, and that stuck with her as well. The early church were also into nicknames, and we're going to be hearing about somebody whose real name was Joseph, but was actually known by a nickname. And he's going to be reading for us from Acts 4, starting with the passage that Heather preached on a few weeks ago, and then we're just going to carry on a few more verses.
The Bible readings from Acts chapter 4, verses 32 to 37. All the believers were in one heart and mind. No one claimed that any of their possessions were their own, but they shared everything they had. With great power, the apostles continued to testify to the resurrection of the Lord Jesus. And God's grace was so powerfully at work in them all that there were no needy persons among them. For from time to time, those who owned land or houses sold them, brought the money from the sales and put it at the apostles' feet, and it was distributed to anyone who had need. Joseph, a Levite from Cyprus, who the apostles called Barnabas, which means son of encouragement, sold a field he owned and brought the money and put it at the apostles' feet.
Thank you, Andy. That passage was taken from the book of Acts, which was written by Luke. Now, at the end of the passage, Luke introduces us to Joseph, a Levite. Now, in those days, there were three sorts of clergymen. There were the high priests, the priests, and the Levites. So the Levites, like Joseph, worked in the temple. So they stayed in the temple and worked in the sanctuary. Now, although that was Joseph's job, that doesn't seem to be what he was known for or renowned for. Now, last week, Chris encouraged us to think about being intentional in our discipleship, in our learning about Jesus. And he encouraged us to seize opportunities rather than opportunities seizing us. Carpe diem, seize the day. Now, Joseph did just that. He took that on board, and he was so renowned for his discipleship, being intentional in that, but also being intentional in encouraging people, that he was known as encouragement, the son of encouragement, Barnabas. And from then on, in the book of Acts, Luke no longer calls him Joseph, but by his nickname, the thing he was renowned for, Barnabas, encouragement. So what does it mean to encourage? Well, it means to spur on, to build confidence in, to give heart to put courage into somebody. Now, Winston Churchill always had a great deal to say about a great many things. He says courage is rightly esteemed the first of human qualities, because it's the quality which guarantees all other. So if you've got courage, then other things will flow from it. What a wonderful thing to have in this day and age where the coronavirus gives us so much to be discouraged and disheartened about. So how did Barnabas go about his encouragement? Well, there are many instances in the book of Acts as how he did that. But in this particular instance, Barnabas encouraged people by giving away what he already had. So in his case, it was a field that he gave away, and he was able to encourage others by doing that. And if you look in 2 Corinthians, Paul, writing to the church at Corinth, says that God, our God, is a God of comfort, a Father of compassion, and he comforts us in our troubles so that we can comfort others with the comfort we ourselves have received from God. So, in other words, what we get from God, we pass on to other people. That's how it works. Now, you may not have the odd field lying around like Barnabas did to give away to encourage people, but there are other things that we can do to encourage others. Over the past few weeks, I've received these two lovely notes. One is from a young relative, and it just simply says, missing you. The other one just simply says, praying for you. Two great messages of encouragement and hope in these dark times. Another way in which I've been encouraged is being part of a small group. In my small group, people tell me things, they pass on to me things that God has told them, what other people have told them. And I feel encouraged by that. They listen to me and they encourage me. And I hope by receiving encouragement from them, I too am able to encourage others. In the small group, we are able together to think about the difficult questions at the moment, like where is God in the coronavirus pandemic? In a small group together, we're able to see where God is working and the things that he's doing even in these dark times. In a small group together, we're able to lift each other up when one of us is down. In a small group together, we can learn to be better disciples or learners or followers of apprentice of Jesus. In a small group, we can do life together. So if you're not already part of a small group, I would like to encourage you to do just that. You can find out more by contacting administrator@csk.org.uk. That's administrator@csk.org.uk. Now, I wonder what the church might be doing to intentionally encourage people. I guess the new way of doing church might look something like this. This is part of a slide produced by Marie for our Church in the Pub session on what is church in the new normal. Meeting the church building is not possible at the moment, hence the big cross, but instead the congregation will be scattered into homes with computer screens. But wait, that's not the full picture. As well as people who are behind their computer screens, there are people who have no access to any of this at all, our offline community. How do we pass on to them what we're doing as a church and encourage and support them? Well, up to now, several of the ministry team have been doing a great job posting out material to these people. This has included emails from Chris and some of the sermon notes and just general notes of encouragement. But we have now decided to step this up by introducing Dial a Sermon. This is what it says on the can, where if you dial 01494 976644, then you'll be able to hear this sermon or any future sermons, plus some message from Chris as well. So this is a great way of enabling people who are offline to be able to engage with what we're doing here, both inside and outside our church family. As well as our small groups that I've already mentioned earlier, another way of encouraging each other is just to meet together. So we're going to invite you to coffee today. Yes, coffee. So today, 17th of May at 11 a.m, we're all going to meet together over a coffee. Slight snag, you actually have to provide your own, I'm afraid. We haven't worked our way around that. But it'd be a great time just to share and encourage each other and pass on what God has already given to us. Be intentional in doing that. This is the first time we've done this, so do bear with us. It will probably take us a few weeks just to get the hang of it. Now, if you're someone for whom conversation seems a bit hard and a bit daunting, when I was praying about this service today, I was reminded of a conversation I had with a lady from another church. I'd been taking the service there and I asked what she'd be doing next. She replied she always met a friend for lunch and she would tell the friend what was said in the service. I asked her if a friend was a Christian or a churchgoer and she said no, we just meet and we just chat. So I said, well, that's amazing. Was this hard to do? And she said, well, no, you always tell, as in me, I always tell a story whether it's from my life or a funny story in the service. And so this is what she told her friend. And after a while, the friend would say, "So, what's the story today?" And then after a while, the conversation changed to what else was said in the service. And then they would chat about that and discuss it and say what they thought. And exchange viewpoints and learn from each other and intentionally encourage each other. Now, this lady had learned that encouragement or passing things on to others intentionally was something that can begin with something very, very small. Just telling a story, sharing a story, and then grows as time goes on. We might not be able to meet physically at the moment, but we can meet in other ways. And just as Barnabas passed on what he did have rather than what he didn't, we too can do just that. Be encouraged.
This is my desire, to honor you, Lord, with all my heart I worship you. All I have within me, I give you praise. All that I adore is in you. Lord, I give you my heart, give you my soul. I live for you alone. Every breath that I take, every moment I'm awake, Lord, have your way in me. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you are near. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you are near. Help me know you are near. Draw me close to you. Never let me go. I'll lay it all down again to hear you say that I'm your friend. You are my desire. No one else will do. But no one else could take your place. Feel the warmth of your embrace. Help me find a way, lead me back to you. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you are near. You know, some of us, me included, struggle really hard at moments like this. to the Lord. Take the COVID away. This be your will, Lord. We accept it. It's tough. It is tough. But I want us to come out of this so much better. A better nation, a better place, a better economy. We're going to go into recession. What does that mean? Perhaps the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. All the struggles of the world. But we know God is there. You're all I want. You're all I've ever needed. You're all I want. Help me know you are near. Feel a little way from God, as we all do sometimes. As I do a lot of the time. I hope He's there with you today. Let's just get in the presence of the Lord. Be still for the presence of the Lord. The Holy One is here. Come bow before Him now with reverence and fear. In Him no sin is found. We stand on holy ground. Be still for the presence of the Lord. The Holy One is here. Be still for the glory of the Lord is shining all around. He burns with holy fire, with splendor He is crowned. How awesome is the sight, our radiant King of light. Be still for the glory of the Lord is shining all around. Know it now. Everyone know it. Know the power of the Lord. Be still for the power of the Lord is moving in this place. He comes to cleanse and heal, to minister His grace. No work too hard for Him. In faith receive from Him. Be still for the power of the Lord is moving in this place. Wherever you are, the Lord is with you. No work too hard for Him. In faith receive from Him. Be still for the power of the Lord is moving wherever you are right now. It's moving in your place. May the Lord be with you. May the Lord keep you strong. May the Lord keep you well. Amen. So that's it. That's the end of our service for today. Let's just go out on a song together. Could do with one of our drummers to give me a beat. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do Bless the Lord, 10,000 Reasons. like that line, the sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. Every day feels the same to us at the moment. But every day is different. There's something changing every day. Ask the Lord to show you what's changing in you, what's changing in other people, what's changing, what he wants to change. He wants to change my whole body, face, brain, mind, and he's going to give me a new set of hair, apparently. But the Lord wants to change us all. And I resist that sometimes really hard. So I just pray that we break down our own resistance to the Lord changing us. And I pray that the Lord will be able to work with you this week. Will keep you safe, will keep you well, will keep you happy, let you enjoy every day. Strength is failing, the end draws near and my time has come. Still my soul will sing your praise unending. 10,000 years and then forevermore. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Lord, I worship your holy name. Let's look around the congregation now. Check out everybody. Say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for everybody. Just imagine people in the room together. Give them all a smile. Give them all a blessing. Just pray a blessing now out on everybody. You pray a blessing out on everybody. I'll pray a blessing out on you. Bless you all, bless you all, bless you all. Just put a blessing round the room. Across the whole congregation. Feel the blessing of the Lord descending on you. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Oh my soul. Worship his holy name. You felt that blessing, didn't you? Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. Till next time, God bless you all.